Ready.
Cool, we're ready. Okay, so what better time to reprogram your mind and start telling a new story about the life you really want to live than while we're all on lockdown? So that is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to talk about when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Now, it might be oversimplified. You think, well, yeah, obviously, but actually, it is a thing that you can do. So really sort of think about what you don't want, and then hopefully you can switch to what you do want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this time is really shining a light, I think, for everyone on what we don't want, isn't it? Well, we don't want to get stuck there. That's the problem. But for now, let's stay there for a bit. So start thinking about what you don't want. So we've got plenty of time at the moment. I'm gonna guess you're on lockdown because I think most of the world is, isn't it? Which is
incredible thought, really, isn't it?
Weird feeling, isn't it, that everyone in the world is doing the same thing as we are.
Yeah.
So what don't you want? You might be thinking now that you don't want to rely on other people for your money anymore. Like that can be quite a shock at the moment, can't it? Companies closing down, people not being able to work, and all of a sudden you realise how reliant on other people you are.
Employed as well, of course, in our country.
Absolutely.
That's not the same. Yeah. Well, we are very lucky here with stuff like that, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Also, like the house that you're living in, like that's being magnified at the moment, isn't it? So because you're there all the time.
Yeah.
If it's not exactly where you want to live, maybe it's not as big as you wanted it to be, or the things that need doing around the house, you're going to really start noticing all these things that you don't like at the moment. Maybe you're sick of just feeling stressed and worn out all the time and worrying all the time about everything. So maybe that's something you want to change. Maybe you're not happy with how your fitness is or your health at the moment. So whatever it is, we want you to think about all the things that you don't want, because that's the first step. Okay, we're not going to leave you there, so don't worry, but that's the first step.
So when you've given yourself a chance to sort of think about that, we would like you to take pen and paper and write it all down.
Yeah.
So, really give it some thought. It doesn't have to take too long, but just write everything down on one piece of paper. See if you can fill a whole A4. Let rip. This is your opportunity to really focus on what you don't want. As Sol said, we don't want to leave you there. Write it all down. Then get another piece of paper, and then you want to literally do the opposite, sentence by sentence. So if you said at the top, I'm sick of feeling tired, you might want to put, I want to feel energized, or I'm sick of the kids driving me up the wall. I want to love and enjoy my children, because of course when we're sick and, when we're stressed out, we don't enjoy our loved ones, do we? As much as we would like to enjoy them. It's just stressed and anxious. So go down statement by statement, literally do the opposite, but make sure it's on a completely different, separate piece of paper.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because we don't want to keep the ones that you don't want, because obviously we don't want to stay there too long. But so if it's like you're sick of never having enough money, or your money being not reliable, so you never know where you are, whether you've got enough money to pay stuff, then the opposite would be always having more than enough money, or living financially free, whatever the opposite is for you. So that's what we want you to do. And then this is the bit where you're going to flip it, and we're going to start reprogramming your mind. We are going to get you to do why-aming statements. Okay, so I'll explain a bit about what that is. So first of all, you have a part of your brain which is called the reticular activating system. We call it RAS for short, because it's a bit of a mouthful. And if you can imagine, if you look around you, there are literally millions and millions of bits of data coming at you at any millisecond. And your brain, you wouldn't be able to cope with all that information. So this part of your brain, the RAS, is filtering that for you so that you don't sit in a corner and rock, so that you can keep a straight mind. So it's basically filtering everything. And the way it filters it is by what you deem as being important. So it's going to show you only the things that it thinks are important to you.
Yeah.
So just for example, have you ever thought about buying a new car, or actually bought a new car, and then you just literally see it everywhere?
Yeah.
Like, I know you do, Mum, don't you? Like she's got a red Mini.
Yeah, so I've got a red Mini fetish.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, they were all there, weren't they? It wasn't like all these Minis appeared once you bought a Mini. It was because you made it important to your RAS. Okay, so as soon as you make something important, that is what your RAS is going to show you. Okay, so what we're going to do is turn these statements of what you do want into why aming statements. I'll explain what that is in a minute. And basically, it's going to make this important to your brain. Okay, so then you're going to start noticing things that are going to lead you to getting these. Okay, so let me do the why aming. So say, for example, you were sick of not having enough money, and you write that down on one page. And then the opposite of that is always having more than enough money. And then you're going to turn that into a why aming statement. So why do I always have enough money? Or why am I financially free? Or why am I so rich? Whatever feels good to you, whatever, like, make up your own statement. But always put why at the beginning, like why am I, or why do I, or why have I? Because then it sends that signal to your brain that it's already happened. Okay, so this is starting to reprogram your mind that whatever you're wanting to bring in has already happened. It's going to make it important to your RAS, and then it's going to filter stuff in that's going to help you get there. Does that make sense? Have I explained that right?
Well, I think, well, to me, when I first heard about this, which wasn't that long ago, I just thought it was absolutely incredible that your brain has got this. And when you start thinking about it, it's obvious, isn't it? Literally, if you're sitting in a room and you look around you, there's literally millions of things around you, isn't there? Yeah. Objects, there's probably stuff that we can't even see or think that we can't see. And there's no way that you could have attention for all of those bits of attention things at one time. We lost.
No, and I've lost my pen. Drop my pen. So, exactly. So, like, you think just even that plant behind you, even just one leaf on that plant has probably more detail than you can even imagine. All the veins on it, and you imagine times that, like, go outside and look at a tree.
Yeah.
Like it's just too much. And then you look at the cars and the people and the pavement and the blades of grass. Like, it's just too much for our brain to take in. So.
And also, if you think about how your body's feeling, and I think that's always a good example of RAS, is, say if you have something stuck in your tooth, for instance, 2 minutes before, you didn't have no sort of conscious focus on your teeth. You're not even aware that your teeth are in there. You've got teeth in your mouth, but you're not actually aware, you can't feel your teeth. As soon as you get something stuck in your tooth, oh my God, that's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And you get that bit of food or whatever it was out of your tooth. So that's a good example. Your RAS has got that, made you put that attention on there until you sort that thing out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, because you've seen that's important by focusing on it. Yeah. So how it knows it's important to you is by you focusing on it.
Yes.
So okay, so if we just I'll explain that whole process in one go.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the first page, I want you to list down all the things that you're not happy with, all the things that you don't want, all the things that have come up that you're not happy with in your life, money, relationships, health, job, whatever it is. Make long a list as you like.
Yeah.
Once that's done, on a separate bit of paper, because we don't want it on the same bit, because we're going to get rid of the first one, swap those statements into the positive. So never have enough money, always have enough money. Unhappy relationship, happy relationship. Just keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it. And then on the third bit of paper, all those statements are going to switch into why aming statements. they don't always have to be set why am, but we just call them why amming. So it could be, why do I always have more than enough money? Why am I so rich? Why am I so successful? Why do I have amazing relationships? Why am I so
amazing?
Why is my life so amazing? Exactly, all these sorts. So if you're completely unhappy with your life, then yeah, why is my life so amazing? And these are gonna start reprogramming your mind to focus on what you do want, and that is what it's all about, focusing on what you do want. And then we are going to pick three things, the three top ones. So you might end up with quite a big list, and that's probably going to be too much for you reading through that every day. So we want to pick you to pick your top 3 ones from that list. So it could be money, job, relationship, for example. And then those 3, you're going to put them on a post-it note, or if you haven't got post-it notes, write on a bit of paper, and you're going to stick these all around your house. Now, there is literally no better time than right now to have these things in your house, because we're all stuck indoors. So the more you see them, the more it's going to program into your mind. And even if you stop, you haven't got to stop and read them, your mind will read them just as you walk past.
Yeah.
So, and also we want you to start saying them. So stick them around the house, say them over and over again, and then your mind is going to get to work to start making this happen for you.
And I think as well, you know, there's something about saying statements, because I've got a big one by my front door, which is, why is my life so amazing? And it's actually something that Sol gave me. It's like little letter tiles with a light behind it. You don't have to do that, but every time I go in and out of my front door, I see it and I read it, and it just gives you a little lift, and a focus onto what you do want, telling a new story. Yeah.
So most people, what they do is they focus on what they don't want. So that first bit of the task we've just given you, they don't seem to move away from that. So they're constantly like, oh, I've never got enough money, I hate my job, I hate where I live, like my relationships are rubbish, blah blah blah, and not realizing that they're just recreating that over and over again with their focus.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't want that for you, so we want you to flip it round.
We've definitely been there ourselves, both me and periods in our lives, you know, where before we knew the why amming and the RAS and stuff like that, how we just kept telling the old story. It's really exciting when you realise that you can tell a new story, and not only that, your brain is actually wired to help you. And the only thing standing in your way is your own mind. You know, and this is what we help our students with. We use rapid transformational therapy, which is an amazing form of hypnosis, which can work literally in one session, and often does. And that can reprogram, you know, what you focus on and your sort of core beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the only thing keeping you stuck is just the stories you've been telling yourself. So what kind of stories are you telling yourself at the moment? You're not good enough. That kind of success or wealth is not available to you for whatever excuse you've made up in your head. You don't come from the right place. No one in your family's ever earned that much money before. All these your age, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to point at you.
Well, I am the old person.
But yeah, I mean, that is an issue for a lot of people, isn't it? They think that they kind of get programmed in their head, don't they? That once you get to a certain age.
Quite honest, right through my 50s, I was thinking, oh my God, you know, this is it. And then when I really started learning all of this stuff from the beginning of my 60s, it's completely changed my outlook on my life, to be honest. I have never ever felt so good about myself and about my life, ever, you know.
Good.
How awesome is that at this stage?
Yeah. Very awesome. So,
you know, most of us are going to live a lot longer than, you know, potentially the last generation. So, yeah,
absolutely. So enjoy it. Start creating what you want to create. Like, just stop living these boring, mundane lives. And like we said at the beginning, no, absolutely. And this is literally the perfect time while we're all locked inside. But if you think about it, as in, let's think about outside in the world is paused at the moment. The story that you were living before is paused. So now you've got a chance to start rewriting that story, retelling it. So when the world presses play again and you go back outside, you can go back out to the life that you love. Start attracting things that you enjoy, start attracting the opportunities that you want. So that's what we want for you. So give the why amming a go. See, it should only take about 5-10 minutes, shouldn't it, to do the whole thing?
Oh, definitely. And
yeah, right.
We didn't mention actually is that you can put it on your phone. I've got one on my phone.
Yes.
A saver, or you can put it on your laptop. So you can constantly
absolutely
realising it.
Yeah, I should imagine we'll all be looking at our phones a million times a day at the moment. We're stuck indoors. So let's use this time to really get clear on what we want and start creating the life of our dreams. Start telling a new story.
Time to start telling a new story, yes.
Yeah.
That's it. So have we covered everything, Sol, that we were going to say?
Yeah.
I think we have, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I hope you liked watching this as much as we like making it. We love doing these videos to help you. So let us know if it's helped you. Give us a like or a comment. It helps it reach more people as well. And if there's anyone you think could benefit, then share the video.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And
let us know how you...
Very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know how you get on with your why amming.
Yeah. Put down a why am statement even. That would be lovely.
Yeah. Oh, hope you all have a lovely day. Much love.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Back soon.